a message to the nation. Put the guns them down. Cause we want some understand. Get down, down. Put him away now. Understand. Yo, Mr. Marshall, Benjai, what you say? Put it now.
Thank you very much, my brothers and sisters of the United National Congress, our political leader, former Prime Minister, and the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar, all my brothers and sisters of our great party at all of our levels tonight, those of you who are listening on the respective social media platforms and radio and TV Jagriti. Could St. Helena tell Trinidad and Tobago that you are fed up with Dr. Keith Rowley and the People's National Movement? Because you see, today we celebrated International Day of Happiness, and for the last 7+ years it has not been happiness, it has been pain, suffering and trauma under Rowley and his incompetent bunch. And today I want to tell you that your party is a party of strength, a party that shall not be moved. And last Saturday, the 18th of March, we celebrated or reflected on the 40th anniversary of Bloody Tuesday in Trinidad and Tobago. And on the 18th of March 1975, the conditions was as similar as what is prevailing in 2023. High unemployment, low wages, poor social and economic conditions. Crime was the order of the day. You had a visionless and clueless Prime Minister then, and in 2023 you have a visionless and clueless Prime Minister. And I want to tell you that the struggles of our party, which started on the 18th of March 1975, resulted in the formation of the United Labour Front and the United National Congress. Your UNC is a party that has always stood on the side of the people, the voiceless, the vulnerable, the poor and the oppressed, your present and past leaders, and the only bulwark that is standing against a rogue Prime Minister and a runaway and dictatorial government is a UNC led by Kamla Persad-Bissessar, my brothers and sisters. And that is why I tell you here tonight that we are not a weak party. We shall not be moved. We shall not be bullied. And we will stand our ground, whether it is in the parliament or throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago. You must never forget that it was the UNC under Kamla Persad-Bissessar which created 56,000 jobs for the people of this country, settled 135 negotiations and found money to pay $5 billion in back pay. It was the UNC that created the dollar for dollar program, expanded gate. We built the Piaco Airport. We built the Couva Children's Hospital. We created the Children Life Fund. We created the Equal Opportunities Commission. And we created the Judicial Review Act, a groundbreaking piece of legislation that always provides an opportunity for the poor, the oppressed, and the vulnerable in Trinidad and Tobago. And that is why I will tell you here tonight that we will not be moved, we will not be bullied, and we will stand firm against Dr. Rowley and his runaway rogue government. And tonight, I want to take the opportunity here to reiterate what my colleague Barry Padarat, the Member of Parliament for Princestown, and all of the UNC rank and file, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have been carrying out a crusade and a battle on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and I want to tell you that the Regulated Industries Commission is carrying out the agenda of the PNM government. The proposed rate increases as it relates to TNTech will not be shelved. The ongoing consultations are indeed a farce. I reiterate, the ongoing consultations are indeed a farce, and there is no plan to reconsider or review the recommendations of the RIC to increase the rates for residential and commercial customers. Because we in the UNC, we are calling on the RIC commissioners to tell the country what is their plan B, because plan A has been overwhelmingly and unanimously rejected throughout the length and breadth of this country. And if it has been unanimously rejected, what is the plan B for the poor people, the overburdened, the poor and vulnerable people of this country who cannot put food on the table and who are facing what we would call a runaway rate of inflation under Rowley and his incompetent bunch? And then they will want to tell you, and I want to deal with the issue of whether the RIC is really independent. Dawn Calendar, the executive chairperson of the RIC, and a fella called Glenn Khan, the executive director, they want you to believe that the RIC is independent. The RIC don't take no political instructions. They have no relationship with anybody in the PNM. They want to tell me, as the Member of Parliament for Couva South with over 35,000 persons on the electorate, I have no role to agitate on behalf of the constituents of Couva South. They want me to put my tail between my leg and do not speak on behalf of the poor people in Windsor Park and Basta Hall and Calcutta, number 1, 2, and 3, and I could go on and on tonight. But I want you to understand what the UNC is fighting, what we are against, my brothers and sisters, because in this country, everybody does know Anil, who is a UNC financier, who is a UNC member, who have ties with the UNC, but we don't know who is independent, we don't know who is closet PNM, because everybody just tell you in this country that they're independent, they have no ties with the PNM. But I want to ask Dawn Calendar tonight, and could we put up that photograph on the screen here tonight, my brothers and sisters? Dawn Calendar, if you were so independent as you are telling the country, and look the photograph here tonight, Dawn Calendar standing next to the chairman of the Airports Authority in 2018, One Key Thomas. She accepting very gleefully and displaying her instrument of appointment as a member of the board of the Airports Authority under Rohan Sinanan, the Minister of Works and Transport, and appointed by the cabinet appointed by the Prime Minister, by the PNM. Don Calendar, is that you, or you have a twin sister with the same looks and your same name? That is what I want to know. And in addition, Don Calendar, you move from the Airports Authority to the Fair Trading Commission to the RIC, and you want to tell me that you are apolitical, you are independent, and you will take no questions from any sitting politician. Are you taking instruction from Keith Rowley and Marvin Gonzalez? That is what you must answer here tonight. Because you can't move from the Airports Authority. You cannot be appointed as a member of the board because they like you in the PNM. Who put you on the board? The fairy tooth godmother just wake up a morning and recommend you for appointment to the board of the Airport Authority. Rohan Sinanan was the national campaign manager of the PNM. So therefore, I am calling upon you to state whether you are a card-bearing member of the People's National Movement, and if indeed you are so, you must resign from the RIC. In that same picture, a fella by the name of Earl Wilson. Earl Wilson is also a commissioner of the Regulated Industries Commission. So this seems to be a PNM party group, which was at the Airports Authority, and now is a PNM party group at the Regulated Industries Commission. And that is why we are saying we shall not be moved, we shall not be bullied, and we as the UNC, we will stand firm on behalf of the poor and the oppressed in this country, my brothers and sisters. And then you have, I want to deal with a fella. I thought Hines was the most incompetent minister in the PNM government. But you know, Marvin Gonzalez giving that fella a run for his money. Marvin Gonzalez, who is supposed to be the Minister of Public Utilities. I want to christen Marvin Gonzalez here tonight as the Minister of Uselessness as it relates to Trinidad and Tobago. That is the title we must give him, because I want you to listen to Marvin Gonzalez in December of 2022. Marvin Gonzalez addressed the media and insisted to the national community that consultations must be widespread before any decision to increase rates is adopted. He said, and I quote, "I will recognize that they will be engaging in public consultations, and my encouragement to them is to make sure that those consultations are held far and wide before the finalization of the rates, and consequently a recommendation to the government." Where is the widespread consultation? You came to Central Trinidad and attempted to lump Couva North, Couva South, Caroni Central, Chaguanas West, Caroni East, Chaguanas East, Tabakit into one consultation, and do not fall for their propaganda. I was there, Barry Padaret was there, we were leading the charge, and when I went to the microphone, taking into consideration that the Couva South constituents did not have a voice, to begin with, Glenn Khan, the executive director, insulted the constituents of Central Trinidad, of all these constituencies, by attempting to be provocative, by attempting to say we had no place inside here because it was an imported crowd. This was an RIC that was disconnected from the geography of Central Trinidad and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And then when I attempted to get from the executive chairperson, PNM, Dawn Calendar. You know what she said to me when I wanted, or I demanded to know, when will a consultation be taking place in the constituency of Couva South, and whether they will put in writing that 68% of the persons or the residential customers' bill will only increase by $1.44 based on the introductory remarks of the provocative and arrogant Glencan. I wanted answers. I wanted a committal from the RIC, and the consultation was abandoned by Dawn Calendar. Nobody stormed the stage. We attempted to get from Dawn Calendar a committal and a commitment when the consultations would go on, or whether she was prepared to ensure that consultations will take place in every constituency. The important thing, the difference between the PNM and the UNC is that the PNM, do you not all find it strange that not one member of the PNM, one member of parliament, has spoken out against the rate increases? The PNM MPs are sanctioning the punishment and the impoverishment of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. They are supporting higher electricity rates, soon to come higher electricity rates. They are supporting the imposition of the property tax in Trinidad and Tobago, and it is your UNC MPs under Kamla Persad-Bissessar that is standing between the PNM and a runaway government of Trinidad and Tobago. And then you have useless Gonzalez attempting to tell us about conduct and the way that we behave in the UNC. That fella is the biggest hypocrite, because I want him to look very closely in the mirror and look within his party. And when a prime minister could describe one of his parliamentary colleagues as little dirty mouth, this piece of nothingness, this lice-covered and flea-laden individual, that is disgraceful conduct on the part of your Prime Minister and your political leader, Marvin Gonzalez. When your Prime Minister and political leader referred to women as needing or needs to be groomed, and they are like golf courses, that is disgraceful, Marvin Gonzalez. Well, I am going there. I don't know. I am going there. Anil Roberts, you know me, I no court closed. But if you say so, tongue say so. Apparently tongue say Marvin Gonzalez. I don't know what. But imagine the Prime Minister also turned his back on the victims of domestic violence by victim shaming those women, saying that he was not in their bedroom and not as it relates to their choice of men. And then imagine a Prime Minister going on a political platform and talking about putting things where the monkeys that put their nuts. That is disgraceful, Marvin Gonzalez, and that is what you have in the PNM, and that is why we will reject your disgraceful conduct. Marvin Gonzalez, you have a responsibility also to tell us they have already admitted that the electricity rates will indeed create hardship on the poor and the vulnerable. They have said a utility card to help with higher rates. Marvin Gonzalez, the United National Congress wants to know what is the criteria, whether this will be used for the creation of another slush fund to buy votes in the upcoming general and local government elections whenever they are called, my brothers and sisters. So tonight, there are a number of unanswered questions on behalf of the poor and the vulnerable people. And we in the United National Congress, on behalf of our political leader, will tell you here tonight, just as the late great Bob Marley said, get up, stand up for your rights. My brothers and sisters, don't give up the fight. Under Kamla Prasad Bisesa, long live you, the people of the United National Congress and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I thank you.
This is a message